global happenings today. We communicate, we analyze global news. Stay tuned.
Hello, beautiful people. Welcome to Global Happiness Today YouTube channel. Yes, the much-awaited interview has been granted finally, where Peter Obi took time to explain every situation you can think of that is bedeviling the country. Of course, we're going to give you a set of the interview. It took place, of course, with Zen Aisha as at Friday. Of course, CNN did a good job. But let's find out exactly some of the questions and answers given by Peter Obi. A lot of reactions also trailed at that interview. Before we go into the newspaper, kindly subscribe to our channel. All right, let's find out what it is. Well, Labour Party flag bearer Peter Obi has explained what he plans to do to take the country out of its current economic state. Obi, while speaking in an interview with Zain Asha on CNN on Friday, said the first thing he plans to do is to put security in place. He argued that with security in place, farmers will be able to return to the farm and cultivate on the vast lands the country has, especially in the north. The former Anambra State governor noted that security is impacting negatively on the economy of the country and needs to be dealt with decisively if the country wants to rise above poverty. He said, and I quote him, One is that you have to deal decisively with security. It is impacting negatively on our economy today because you have to get your farmers to go back to the farm and start ensuring that the vast land of the north is invested and cultivated on. You have to start pulling people out of poverty as quickly as possible. In the course of the interview, Asha, who described him as the most popular candidate among the young people, asked, Nigerians are used to being disappointed by their leaders. Can all the problems of Nigeria, which are corruption, oil theft, insecurity, physical and blah, 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 be solved by one person? She asked. Reacting to the question, Obi said, if we have a leader that is competent, have the capacity and commitment to deal with it, no one will solve it overnight, but there will be a clear, visible, measurable attempts to dealing with it. And there are the things that are solvable. There are things they can be dealt decisively with. Of course, he went further to explain. She asked some questions like, being that he's from Southeast and all that, how does he intend to, bring into the picture the Northerners and the Northern vote, having known that, there's this, inkling about Southeast and issue of religion and region for voting. And this was what he said. He said the issue of region or religion has always been one of the challenges we've been having in the country, where he explained that this whole issue of it's my turn, it has to be, that's the challenge where the elite, deliberately, the political elite rather, deliberately try to underdevelop Nigeria by bringing the ethnic undertone, by bringing the regional undertone. That way Nigeria becomes underdeveloped. And he's looking at a situation where those structures, corrupt structures will be dismantled, and Nigerians can look into the issue of, free and fair, credible and competent elections. Then he didn't stop there. He also explained the fact that when it comes to the issue of insecurity, it needs to be decisively dealt with. There needs to be some sort of overhauling of the security architecture, where state security policing cannot be overemphasized. There needs to be state security policing, of course, to complement, employ more hands, of course, employ more personnel, so that they'll be able to push, try as much as possible to bring on Nigerians out of poverty line so that, and he also talked about the issue of education, and education cannot be ruled out. And she asked, the interviewer asked him again, said, how do you intend to achieve this? He said, look, you could go and verify and ask, when I was the governor of Anambra State, I made sure that when I came in was not so, but I made sure I had credit balance. Okay, there was a turnaround. I'm quoting him now. There's a turnaround in the educational sector of Anambra. Then it touched the the health sector. He ensured that the education itself in Anambra State was doing well, and he said just go verify their records, their track records there. And he also made sure that Anambra State was governable. He looked into some of them. He said those results are there, and it's something that you could easily verify, which is actually very true. Of course, a lot of Nigerians have been reacting to this, but Peter Obi has been moving from country to country. Honestly, I must give it. This is now me talking. I must give it to Peter Obi. He is one person that I think that's the kind of president Nigeria needs. One who's energetic, one who reads for himself really, and not somebody reading on his behalf or trying to tell him what he feels is the opinion of people. He can feel the pulse of Nigeria. Of course, a lot of the interviewer started, the CNN interview journalist started, he called him one of the most popular presidential candidates from the Nigerian youth. And he said the Nigerian youth seem to be, always getting disappointment after giving their maximum vote and find out that the leaders have one way or the other disappointed them. But he took time and explained all of that. But of course, I must say this may not be the very best of Peter Obi's interview. But yes, it's highly quite intellectual and technical, judging the fact also that the journalists didn't give much time for Peter Obi really to learn. But either which way, he made his points known, and it's now left for Nigerians. Basically, it's left for Nigerians to decide. Just like she rightly said, if he eventually becomes the president of Nigeria. So it's left for Nigerians to decide, do you want this intelligent man? Do you want somebody who is already telling the blueprint how he will hit the ground running as soon as he becomes the president? He has already given you an idea of how energetic, how multitasking he will be. Because right now Nigeria needs someone who's wearing his thinking cap and who's innovative, creative, to generate funds and income where they seem to be none, simply because of his creativity. So it's either are we to choose someone like that with good ingenuity, or are we to go by ethnic lines, regional lines, by going by it is our turn, and at the end of the day we vote in incompetence, we vote in people who do not have Nigeria at heart. Okay, just like you said, you have to have commitment and also, love what you do. Have Nigeria at heart. It's because if you do not have Nigeria at heart and you're in that position, Nigeria will be gone. So we should look at, majorly these 3 or 4 candidates that is right before us and make that decision. Please, in your decision to vote for the right candidate, please remove ethnicity, remove religion, remove region. Can we just for once, vote for competence and look around you, and don't remove. Don't look at don't look on the basis of my brother. We could get it right as a nation. Otherwise, may actually be back to square one. Let's go on to wrap it up. Let's meet in a conversation.